Some more S3 division questions. Now we're told that the diameter of the circle is 2.5 metres, so the radius then will be half of that, which is 1.25 metres. Now, remember the formula: area over pi r squared equals angle over 360 degrees equals arc over 2 pi r. So it's a three-part formula and we use two parts at any one time. Now this question is about area and we're given an angle. So the area is what we're trying to find. We know that the radius is 1.25. The angle is 40 degrees. What I'm going to do to get the area on its own is to multiply by pi times 1.25 squared. So area then is, well, we could write it as 40 over 360 or divide top and bottom by 10. I think I'll just leave it just now as 40 over 360 times pi times 1.25 squared. And the answer is 0.5445 meters squared. Question 2, solving a pair of equations. I'm going to call this equation 1 and this equation 2. I am going to eliminate y. I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 2 and equation 2 by 3. So that gives me 4x minus 6y equals 30. And 3 times 3x, that's 9x plus 6y equals 9. You'll notice that the signs here are different, so I'm going to add both equations. So 4x and 9x, that gives me 13x equals 39. If I divide by 13, that equals 3. I'm going to substitute 3 back into very first equation, this equation here. So 2 lots of x, 2 lots of 3 minus 3y equals 15. 6 minus 3y so 15, take away 6 is 9, and then divide by minus 3, and y is minus 3. So the solution then, x equals 3, y equals minus 3. Question 3 is a volume question. Now, we want to work out the volume of the bowl. So the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. That's 12 cubed. Calculator. That gives us the number 7238.23. Now it's a hemisphere that we're dealing with, so I'm going to divide that answer by 2, and that gives us 3619.11 centimeters cubed. Part B. The volume of a cylinder is given by the formula pi r squared h, so it's pi times 3 squared times 10, and that gives us 282.74. Now the last thing that we have to do is to divide the larger by the smaller, so 3619.11 divided by 282.74 gives us, so it's 12.8. Now I suppose we have to round that down to 12 glasses. So we want to factorise a squared minus 9, that's a difference of 2 squares. And we can write it as a squared minus 3 squared, which gives us a minus 3, a plus 3. Part 2, what we have here is a trinomial. So a and a. Now, we want the factors of 6 that will allow us to get a 1 for the 1a here. And the factors we're going to choose are 3 and 2. 3 times 2 give us 6, but 3 take away 2, or 2 take away 3 will give us a minus 1. So we want a minus 1a. That's going to be a minus 3 and a plus 2. Part 3, a squared minus 9 over a squared minus a minus 6. And that's a minus 3 on top. And a minus 3a plus 2 on the bottom, and I hope you can see that these two cancel here, and we're left with a plus 3 over a plus 2. The last thing to do, changing the subject, so we have a equals pi r squared plus 3, we want r to be the subject. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. A minus 3 equals pi r squared. I can then divide by pi. So r squared equals a minus 3 over pi. And the last thing to do is to take the square root. So r equals the square root of a minus 3 over pi. Question on trigonometry. We want to work out the size of angle RLS, which is this angle in here. It's a nice simple thing to do. Angle RLS is found by subtracting the smaller from the larger, so it's 73 degrees. Take away 48 degrees, and that gives us 25 degrees. Next thing to do is to work out the length of RS. Now I hope you can see, if we want to work out RS, what we have is the angle between two sides. Here is one side here, here's the other side, and we've just worked out the angle. So that's cosine rule. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos A. So 62 squared plus 40 squared minus 2 times 62 times 40 times the cos of 25 degrees, which is the angle we found in the first part of the question. So that equals 544 5444 rather, and that's 4960 cos of 25. Now remember, when you're putting this into the calculator, this part must all go together. And that gives us the answer 948.71, and we have to take the square root because what we have there is a value for a squared, so a then is the square root of that answer, and that's 30.8, and that is meters. Part C, we want to work out the area of the sea. So that's area is a half AB sine C. So it's 1/2 of 62 times 40 times the sine of 25 degrees, which gives 524 meters squared. Last question in this series of revision questions, we want to find the median, the lower and upper quartiles of the data. Well, the first thing that we have to do is to order the data, put the data into order, smallest to largest. This data here is all mixed up. So, let's see then, I think 48, and then 49, we've got a 50 and a 50. 51. I don't have a 52 anywhere, but I've got a 53 here, and another 53. 54, no. 55. 56. 57. There's another 57. We have a 58 and a 59 and a 60. 58, 59, 60. 61. Oops, we've got another 60 there. 60 and a 61. 62 and 64. So, now how many pieces of data do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is an odd number. 17 plus 1 is 18, divided by 2 is 9, so it's the 9th entry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This then is the median Q2. Let's just check and see. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of data below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of data above. Next thing to do is to work out the median of the upper and lower halves of the data. So we've got 8 pieces of data below the median. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so we take the average of the 4th and the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This then will be Q1. What's halfway between 51 and 53? It's 52. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's halfway between 60 and 60? Now, so far so good then. We also need the lowest number of the data and the highest if we're to construct. So, here's my number. This is a number line that I found on the internet, which I've adapted. You would normally draw something like this and number it. So what we have here is weights in grams. You should always label the axis. Now I have the smallest value is 48, the largest value is 64, and I have a value at 52, a value at 57, and a value at 60. You will, I hope, forgive me for drawing without a ruler. And there is our box plot. And what we might have is even a title, Hens Eggs.